This guy was good.
What's up, everybody? This guy is good. It's another episode of Another Slice of Love, and you can hear all the live topics and much more as we hit the nitty gritty and much more. It's your host, Chris Holmes, C. Holmes, as always, and then of course I got the one and only Baker. How you feel? How you feel?
I'm feeling cool, calming.
As usual, and then we have Jasim. How can you feel?
I'm feeling good now. Rolling. Oh.
Nice. I know we ran into some technical difficulties, but it's all good. We're gonna keep it rolling and much more. He got his drink in his hand. He got some kind of alcohol. No, that's water. That's water.
That's right.
I don't know about Baker. Baker may got something else in this cup. You know, it ain't no telling Baker.
You know,
gotta watch.
Like Baker, you know, he like a camel. He gonna always have some water.
You got anything to say about that? He said you.
Camel for the camel-toe women.
It's too damn early for this shit. I already started acting.
Nuts, and I got some nuts in this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I just had some nuts too, brother.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nuts are good.
We just not getting the show started. Y'all already acting a damn fool. As to be
I got
expected.
about 3 more to bust down.
Hey,
See, yeah, this is what happens when you got people that get on the show and get to the point where we don't get too far. Just say what's on their mind. So before we get going on, I know y'all see the topic of hand, and then I put a typo. We having all type of issues and no sexy while dating. Let me correct that and I'll collect it later. No sex while dating is supposed to be the correct topic of hand. But before we get on to this, I'm going to showcase a video, and then we're going to dive into each other and see how each other feel about this. So let's go ahead and...
Well, man, that's you know, when you brought that topic up, hey, I spoke to the about it.
Uh-oh.
And
What'd she say before I play this clip?
brother, she said that it need to bring that no sex while they.
Oh, so he's already on the fence saying like it needs to be pretty much the standard.
Well, you
like
know,
either way.
I have to get a woman's point of view, you know, because we guys, so you know, it's always be good to get a woman's point of view on that side of the fence, you know.
True. I will say this, and before I play this video, I wish I could get her on, and we all know her, Nicole. She on the other side be like, shh, bullshit. I need to test the waters first before I dive in.
See, that's that. I don't know about all that. I'm kind of curious about this clip.
All right, let's go ahead and play it. Let's play it.
Her yet.
But what happens when you're having sex with these multiple people?
We didn't
You
talk about
don't. You're
sex.
not necessarily having sex with these multiple
No,
So
people.
when y'all
I'm
say
not
dating, y'all not
necessarily
considering sex. My way from the lady.
I am not having sex with multiple enemies at all.
You having sex with 3 women if you dating 3 women?
Well, probably not
Not
raw
at the same
all
time,
three.
no.
Okay.
One of
now
them is
listen.
getting a little bit more than the other.
A
I
lot
don't
of
know
shit
nothing
we
I ain't
talking
supposed to
about
know.
right now don't really have to do with actually having a single phase in your life. That's probably one of my prerequisites if I was still dating. How long have you been single without no other energies? Have you had at least one stint in your life spending so much time with myself, dating myself for the first time, actually being able to hear guys' downloads about my life? And then I ended up around all these beautiful women in my community doing what I was doing. And I had this sixth sense that I call not her. I wasn't even going on dates with these women, but I was around a lot of dope individuals. And just in a regular conversation, you could feel she's attractive. You could feel a certain synergy. I didn't need to be dating this one, that one, and that one to understand that voice in the back of my head saying, no, not her. I heard that with probably hundreds of women in that time. Had I not had that, I don't make my way to my wife. So we talking about a lot of that involves other people's energies. We got to actually get down to what single is really for, to hone that ability to understand who's who without having to share all these different energies.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. Getting off like that.
Well, he makes a lot of good, valid points. And I don't know what Baker's point of view on it, but I agree, because what people don't realize is that every time you sleep with someone, and that's what's going to end up happening is you're taking that energy, whether if it's the negative or looking at the spiritual, that negative or the evil spirit that's jumping on you, and you're carrying that, and then you're carrying everybody's pain or energy, each person and then you are so messed up to the point you don't even know who you are, because you never took the time out to really understand who you are, other than the name your parents gave you. Who really, and one good example, I always use my kids, like when they were little. I always ask them the question, who are you? And they would always kind of, like most people, hey, it's just I'm your daughter. No, other than my daughter, who are you really? And a lot of people don't know that, and that's why there's a lot of confusion with people, especially in the ABC community, because they don't really know.
Leave them ABC people alone.
Because they don't really know who they really are, because they're going off what people are telling them they need to be, should be, or they ought to be, and they're going in the wrong directions. And for the young lady saying that she don't sleep with a whole bunch of men, well, what do you call it? And it's just not women, but it's also men too. What do you call it when you go from one female to another, to another, to another, to another? And if the female is doing it, it's the same concept. And so they have a point. What are you getting out of it besides a 2-second nut? That's it. Or do you really get to know the person?
Really, the 2-second nut though? Just move on to the next.
Are you really getting to know the person from the inside out, not the outside in? Do they have something of value or substance that you want to connect with, that you can build upon? Do they have any of that that's lasting? That's just my thought.
Baker, man, you just over here sipping, man. I'm curious to hear your point of view, because you ready to just pull a trigger from the mouth.
Getting juice over there.
Well,
Gin and juice. No, he ready to pull that trigger.
No, I just simply believe that everybody has their own concept about sexuality. Now, I thought we were bad with talking over one another, but that clip, that was ratchet and raggedy.
Goddamn.
I couldn't. Everybody was hollering and everybody was jumping, but I guess to be stick to the text is sex without dating, while dating.
Yeah,
no,
no sex. Yeah, no sex while dating. Like, what's your
Much as we would like that to be factual and actual, it's not. And let me tell on some people I know. You can search the street corners of the churches, and I don't believe one.
Oh, he brought the church in here. Oh shit!
Just marry a woman, carte blanche, and just pick up and say, "Oh, God sent you." You don't go by without putting your foot in it. So I don't know. Because I'm of the belief, if you ain't getting no sex, let's just say they just kissing. And if you keep kissing up at the top, you surely gonna heat up the bottom.
Yeah.
It's gonna eventually trickle on down.
So then you have to have some self-respect.
That's it.
And some power.
That's it.
To resist and value yourself.
That's it.
Contrary to what people want to believe and say.
That's it.
Speak. I've never been the type.
Speak.
Let the church say amen. Amen.
Because you're going to jump in something you can't jump out of.
And that's why they got HIV out.
Y'all city that y'all live in is the fastest growing city with HIV and all kind of other sexual transmitted disease. And you ought to have some brakes on it. some kind of way. And somebody
You know they ain't got no
also
damn
said,
break. They're just hitting on the gas pedal, just going, 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 going.
yeah, and somebody ought to say, well, even before we get married, I'm taking you to the doctor.
Like we need to check on some things, but that's being responsible though. I will say that. Now
So I
let me
thought,
let me throw this into this because I feel like this definitely goes into the discussion. Now, with everything that's being out there in movies, music, and much more, there's been a huge push and promotion into sex. And you are hearing a lot more from female artists that, oh, I need a man that can sexually please me, or I have all these different things and much more that's very more focused on the sexual things of the relationship than actual knowing the person. And
She,
most guys flock to that. I mean, that's a trend.
well, because she has no value. I mean, she got value for its materialistic things, but internally,
Ooh, you would have pissed off some women with that one. Uh oh.
because I mean, just the example that you gave, there is no value. She doesn't know herself. She doesn't even know how to love herself to the point where, if she got with someone, why is the divorce rate is in a sense? Because some people in a relationship know themselves and some people don't. Some people knows how to compromise and know the value is more internal. And I'm gonna keep saying it, more internal than external. We are made differently. Guys, we're made different. Of course, I will admit, we're gonna look at the butt, we're gonna look at the hips, fingertips, like Baker say, and all of that. But females, females are starting to act like they're the men in some ways in their response in the example that you gave. And that's because they're losing who they are and what they are. One reason I think is because we don't have enough elders for as older
It's
women.
just the grandma of the church and the that's taught respect and much more is out the window. Granny in the club now.
Done that, but also too, it has to be a give and take. The young ones have to listen and learn in regards to what they're teaching, so they don't go down the road that the elders had gone down and learned the hard way. Because I say this to anything and anybody. If a person is telling you what road not to go down because they've been there, done that, and it didn't work out, and you still go through that same road, then you're a fool.
All right, so with that, I gotta put this into the conversation. Now you have those that actually like to follow those traditional values and treat with respect, get to know a person, and have been taught those good teaching, more values that I want to stand on myself. But in today's society, like this is a whole different generation, where if you start doing those things, showcasing chivalry and catering too much, guys face this backlash. Oh, he's being too nice, or this. I don't know where the hell this shit came from. He's being a simp. And women are looking the other way. And you have guys who originally did follow those traditional values and much more, now wanting to switch to the other side and be, let's say, the bad boy, just to get the attention because they're losing the battle to the other guys who promote sex. And this is a real thing that's going on. And I'm not disagreeing with you at all, because I believe on those things. But I'm just saying what is going on in this generation.
Baker said it elegantly in so many words. Be true to yourself.
mm-hmm.
Be true to yourself. And the only way you be true to yourself is to know yourself. Know thyself. If you don't know yourself, that's the problem. That's why what you're describing is an issue. That's why there's so much chaos in regards to all these different sexual disease that's going on. Baker's already said it. Texas now, it used to be Atlanta with all that crap. It used to be San Francisco with all that crap. Now it's Texas.
Well, my point is, you said, Chris, and I think maybe Chris said it, Jashim said it, but remember, you said these female artists. Which one of y'all said that?
Chris?
Okay.
That was me.
Well, listen out there, you chocolate people. Because if these female artists shouldn't be driving or steering your sexual appetite to be promiscuous amongst everything come your way. Or you just grabbing everything that gets off the bus and just start screwing it and sucking on it and playing with it. No, that's nasty. And let me explain something to you. Why? This culture driven and this woke generation has this philosophy about sexuality that is far from my belief.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't just dating men. These women are dating men and women and two women and all kind of stuff is going on.
And the guys are losing.
Here's the thing, how I value myself. Okay, you have to look at something. I think Josh Sheen just said this here. First of all, Chris, those female artists, I'm gonna call them what they are. They're not artists, they're hoes.
Thank you.
Because anytime all I see trying to join oasis of entertainment on TikTok, you see butts in the ass, booty flying up and stanky titties falling out, and it just look nasty everywhere you go. Just seem like that's the style now, just shaking that butt and bending over and shaking it, and they don't care they got dents in their skin and titties so long you can breastfeed a minute.
Now you firing off from the hip, ain't you? You ain't playing no game.
Those are whores, and they standing up there, and the guys come up behind them and hunching on them and all that. Those are whores, and they don't teach you nothing about sex before or after dating. Now, here's what you have to do. You have to be a grown, mature adult and understand. Men, quit being weak and vulnerable, okay? Now, there was a day when we were the hunters and the women were the prey. The script has been flipped. Game is game. The women are the hunters and you are the prey. And they think you coming thirsty and hungry for a piece anyway, so they're going to play their game like it and ain't giving up nothing.
Going back to what Jasim said earlier, it's like the women are now moving like guys now. They like having like options and they, like you said, male and female.
So
it's
the question is, do you have sex? I say we need to turn this over and pass the mic to some of these pastors in these churches and ask them, did they have sex with their wives before they got married?
Oh, you know, you're going to open up a whole bucket of worms. That's a whole episode.
And your uncle and your other siblings, did they have sex prior to getting married?
Everybody in everybody's family has gone through this, but at the same time, did someone tell us what was right?
Man, nobody don't have to tell you.
No, I'm just saying.
You know.
You know, in moral and things of that nature.
They don't teach that no more.
Right.
I think what's also going on is like guys don't really have self-confidence like they used to. And I think it's going on actually men and women. And it's like, okay, besides loving yourself, what you should do, having your own inner confidence, resulting into this just to get validation.
Well, first of all, I like to hear what Baker's going to say, but before he say whatever he's going to say, the problem is, and I'm glad you brought that up. If you, and I think I apologize. I really apologize for what I'm about to say.
Ah, shit. He about to pull the trigger. Hold up. Oh, shit.
But you, a sorry ass nigga that's all like video game, and you don't have nothing between your two ears for some information and knowledge. Of course, you know, you're going to be in that kind of situation. You don't have anything to give, nothing to give other than a third leg and taking the trash out.
Well, let me pose this question. Because the title right now, Josh Sheen, let's do something. Let me read this title here.
Excuse the typo.
What is sexy? No sexy.
Hey, look, I already said I messed up on the typo. It's supposed to be no sex all day, and I got to fix it later, but that's the correct one.
All right. I just noticed this, and this yellow thing, is that a man tapping it from the...
That's something else.
My
Yeah.
God. When I stay here, we got a wedding. I got to do a seminar about this. Now, I don't want to go too far off the tracks, but let me tell you something. If you ain't going to have sex while dating, then I'm going to give you the best advice you can do. Don't date.
I was not expecting that.
And here's
Go-
why. Now, let me give you my Judeo-Christian beliefs.
You got to fix
Pull
the
up your
shirt.
scripture. I can't tell you. Let me see. I can't do it. God, look at the dog.
Which scripture is it? Let me see if I can get it.
Well, let me see where my computer's at. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, I think it is, verse 9. Let's help the church. Shut the doors, because I'm going to get this money. Close the doors.
Oh, God. 1 Corinthians said chapter 6.
Yeah, verse 9. Close the doors. We're going to get
Oh,
this
shit, you about to act like that past.
And
Go ahead.
Pastor,
Hurry up. I'm eating these nuts.
I did not know what the fuck to say after that.
Verse 9.
Oh, Lord, let me pull up on the screen. That's definitely a clip. Hopefully I can blow it up. You said 1 Corinthians.
I can't see that. Read it for me.
I'm about to blow it up so you can read it. Just give me a second. I'm about to blow it up.
Let me get my shades where I can see.
You say get your shades.
Where's the lights, man? Come on, we go through this. Read it. I can't see it.
Said verse 7. I mean, 1 Corinthians 7, verse
1
what?
Corinthians chapter 6, man, verse 9.
Hold up, let me get the other one.
Is that 7 yet? That's 7, brother.
Yeah, let me go back. Yep, I got you. I'm about to bring it back up.
Put them glasses back on. You got seen? I see you got that hair gray. You ain't dyed it yet, huh? You gonna do it?
I'm not about to play with y'all right now. Y'all wildin'.
He gonna dye that hair by Friday.
I'm done.
They're gonna be tricking us.
did you
All right,
hear?
so yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, what we got? And you said verse what?
I think verse 9. Look at it.
Or do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of God? Is you referring to this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do not be deceived, neither the sexual immorals or adulterers, nor men who have sex with men.
Huh? Shut up.
Uh-oh.
Now keep going.
Nor thieves, nor greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of
Basically,
God.
punks and hoes and daggers and all that stuff.
Yep.
That's it. You ain't getting in. Now go to 1 Corinthians, back up and go to chapter 5, verse 8, because that's when I'm going to let, y'all ain't going to jam me up. I'm going to let the Bible answer this question.
Golly, hold on.
1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 8.
He put the whole church up.
Bible. Now, where all them weak hoes y'all have on here sometime, and them old mean black women, why they not on here talking about it? Because they're giving it up. That's why. And they're sleeping with all me. Trying to figure out
I'm not about to.
Hold on.
Because you can't, you know.
1 Corinthians.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to get them on. Oh man, they ain't sounding alarm. You know, Baker ain't got no damn sense. We ain't got him how he over here moving. He had to get up out of this seat and pull up the scriptures. Did you get it home? What did you say? Oh, you got your food over there? I ain't mad at you.
My sister. So look, now watch this. So go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5
Which
and
verse?
verse 8.
Therefore, let us keep festival, not with the old bread, leavened with moss and weaknesses.
That's 1 Corinthians chapter 5.
Yeah, verse 8 right here. You see it?
Okay, keep reading.
Yes, so therefore let us keep the festival not with the old bread, leavened with the malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
Keep going. Don't be scared.
No, I'm trying to see where you want me to stop.
Verse 9, I'll tell you when to stop.
I wrote to you in my letter not to associate with sexual immoral people.
Don't even keep company with them because it's going to entice you to get them some baby that wasn't intended to get. And the
Not
Bible said don't even keep company with them if they call themselves a Christian and they're a fornicator. Or they
jeez.
knocking the boots in the New King James Version.
Yeesh.
Are you freaks? You too hot to try and too cold to hold, and everything ought not be getting you excited when you go on a date. Every man ought not make you happy, and every woman ought not make you get a rise up, Lazarus.
Oh.
You just nasty.
Going from a dead to living perpendicular.
Look what it say in 10. I know you wasn't expecting this Bible lesson, but you're going to get it. Look at it.
Not at all, meaning the people of this world who are moral or greed swindlers or adulterers, in that case, would have to leave this world.
So, do you get you some? No. But I can show you what the Bible says. Now, if it do happen, what to do. But I ain't going to take you there. Pay me. Shut the doors. We're going to get this money.
Just like that pastor.
And here's the thing.
They go back for a reason.
Here's
But I can do this.
don't marry, that don't last, and when you go on date. Because you build them only on sexuality and sex and all that. So once you get it,
That's the only foundation you have, is that.
well, no, there's a bigger and a broader foundation.
No, I'm just saying if somebody is focusing on, let me just get some
I've
sex.
honestly never been on a date where I anticipate hitting this woman or nothing. I don't do that.
Oh
Right.
my God! This
But-
this new generation, it's a whole different ball game.
Well, I understand that they go right then and they don't have nothing to do. They don't even know your name. And then wake up and say, now, I didn't get your name last night. What was your name?
I'm dead.
I
I'm
get-
dead.
See,
Yep.
look, if you value yourself as much as there's women out there that do value themselves, you're right. You ain't getting none on a dating. And she gonna tell you how it go. Make him want to marry me.
Mm-hmm.
Sing it, Baker. Sing it.
Now, did you fall in love or you fell in a hole?
They fell in a hole, a deep hole.
Okay.
Well, it depends on how deep that hole is and how big that hole now.
Well, I don't know about all that. I ain't trying to dig at nothing.
I'm trying to make sure you know that I know where around that.
Say it one more time.
I say just got to make sure nobody's around that if they smart enough.
Subscribe.
Well, I know we get it, and I know what we're trying to drive home is we're trying to raise the standard for people who have no standard.
And it's a lot of people that don't have standards.
Now,
but that's why I'm saying, like, while we have this thing with the dating, you having more women.
don't have some
well,
hobos on here.
but it's not just them. You have women that are pretty much far in their careers pushing for this as well.
Let me
Like, if he can't satisfy me in bed, I need to find somebody else.
Let
I
me-
want this, the money. It's like they have a whole list: finance, sexual performance. Like he just it was like, but this is what they're saying.
But it goes back to what Baker and I were saying. We agreeing, even though we're saying it differently, is just because you have it all in the physical side, far as the money, the house, a car, or whatever the case may be, you don't have it going on the inside. And you'll never, ever be happy internally because, one, you never knew yourself. And two, you chose, 9 times 10, you probably choosing somebody on the same level as you're thinking.
Ooh, that's gonna hit deeper. Because I don't think that's gonna say it again. Because I don't think people are catching that.
When the person choose someone, and my wife and I we're always talking, and I had no problem with saying it. She made the statement and brought it to attention that the level that you're at mentally is the level that you're at in when you're choosing someone that's on that same level as you. Because most people are not going to choose anyone on a level above them. They can always choose either the same level or below them for the most part.
Ooh, that's a reality check.
But maturity, it reflects the maturity. If you're immature, what you gonna do? You're gonna hook up with somebody just as immature as you are.
Yeah, it is a reality check. You're facing the mirror reflection. Baker, what you got to say on this?
Oh no, I get in this very good statement, Josh, and to remain with the topic that's so well put, because what you're dating for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like what is your intent?
Well,
I
we got to make some sense. This is a sexual generation filled with perversion. Listen, if you're dating, it has to have some meaning.
It does. I agree.
That it's not like you're going out shopping to try to find the right shoes to fit your feet, but you're trying to say, I want to get to know this person on a level higher than sex.
Exactly.
And if you quick to get that to me, I'm gonna be wanting to know why you want me to have it so fast.
And then who else have you gave it up to so fast?
So with that saying, no sex while dating. One party can be true to that, but there be another party ain't for it. Now she may be for it, and he not, but somebody cutting up somewhere, because it's like it goes like this here. If you go to the store and you get you some strawberries, you take them home. You probably forget about it, but when you pop them in your mouth, it triggers an appetite. Okay? Certain foods do that. So you have to be able to put yourself in a position where when I'm going out here, I'm not expecting it. I have never went on a date where I anticipated sex. Anticipated a good time. Good sit down, get talking. And you got to be careful. Because women, these men are crazy, and they cutting up in you. You pick up their old crazy spirit, and the same way with you, man, they put something on you.
But a bunch of crazy ass spirits.
And I said that earlier.
All these different men and women.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a virgin left in the world.
I'm gonna hit on something that you said earlier, Jasim.
Alone.
Now, I'm gonna phrase it like this. Now we know, like, the church is to be like our foundation of everything before we go out into the world. Yeah, I know, should. But is there conflict when you have all these little Christians walking around and they have not even practiced the same thing that we're talking about? So they say wait till sex before marriage, but let's be honest, there's a lot of Christians in the church that are having sex before marriage, and then you've seen the kids pop left and right. So is that causing confusion, or the
Well, it's always going to cause confusion, in my opinion, with that, because it's the actions stands out more than the words. Two, everybody that says I'm a Christian is not always a Christian. Everybody say holy, holy ain't all going to go to heaven. You know, so that they have to be careful in regards to, is this person really acting accordingly to what they say they are? Or are they just, I would say, perpetrating a fraud?
or just for the view or the illusion, or just, the image?
Everybody has a family member they know they claim they're Christian and this and that, and they raise the most hell in the family. We all know that. So if we all know that in our family, why we don't recognize it when we see other people, not everybody is actually a believer in Christ. By no means, because the action, if they're constantly doing something that they know is wrong, and you tell them and they get an attitude, or they cut you off, or they do whatever, and they constantly doing, but yet still on Sunday morning, they saying hallelujah and throwing their hands up, and then Monday through Saturday, they acting a fool like the devil is in them. Come on now. Not everybody is a Christian.
I ain't gonna lie, you just said a mouthful right there.
I mean, that's how I think. That's how I feel. But Baker also said something, or you, Chris, when you said, after the sex, somebody do with the sex. My thing is, another thing is the level of maturity. If you're focused on sex and you hook up with the person, and the sex is not as good or exciting as before, and you've already hooked up, you're gonna leave the person and then go to the next. That also shows your constant immaturity mentally, and also your constant immaturity spiritually.
It goes back to what you're saying, like the person is like a reflection of you in your mindset, like where you're at.
Exactly. But it's both, like Baker put it, it's the spiritual side, immaturity. And what I'm saying is the physical side. So you're getting it, you're immature on both ends of the spectrum.
So I guess in 2025, how do we resolve this? Because it's popular the other way around, or we got to be more grounded.
We can't resolve it. I can't resolve it. I can only sit and wait until someone decides to wake up and say, I want to do better. I want to be better. Then, and then only in my eyes, then I can see, okay, look at this way, look at that way. Let's think about this, but most people are so immature, I don't think it can happen.
Or stubborn.
And you're right, they're stubborn. And then the other thing is, like most people, not all, but most people, they've walked away from God. And that's the reason why they're doing what they're doing. And that's why Baker had the scriptures read. Because they walk completely away. They think, hey, this, I don't need him, I can do whatever. It's the same concept when you have a child and your child walks away from you as being the parent, don't want to listen, don't want to do what it needs to be done, and it's aggravating and agitating. So if it's aggravating and agitating and you're trying to help your child and they keep refusing it and they keep talking back or they throwing tantrums and that bothers you, how do you think it feels when we're doing that to God on a daily basis?
What I'm gathering is, like, with all your great points, is like this society or generation is pretty much trying to lean on our own understanding and making a lot of mistakes.
But didn't scripture says, do not lean on your what? On thy own
understanding.
Thank you. I mean, Baker, correct me if I'm wrong, brother.
No, you're very right and on point.
Ooh, this is a rare moment, Baker. It's like, oh.
Well, at the end of the day, this topic is good, but I think it's a topic that should be driven and asked to the church. Of course, we can't get them on here because here's why. The church is not an example no more for a man or a woman.
That's what I brought that up too.
To not become sexually involved. Here's why the church is not the example. Because those who are trying to tell you don't have no sex and got old where they can't have none. So it's easy for them to say. The more money, they pass their flower.
Well,
they've been around the block 5 times with menopause.
What you about to say, G? You about to say something slick. Go ahead, shoot from the hip.
I don't know.
Well, nothing ain't jumping off on them.
I don't
Okay, you got the old man there, ain't
Nope.
nothing happening. So he can tell
Oh,
you how to
oh,
behave.
wait, go ahead. Just
Talk
I
to
want
these
to
people.
No, brother, because from what I'm hearing, some of these nursing, they be having their little freak
I
parties.
didn't cut
You
you
have
off.
all
I was trying to say,
around up.
prevention.
They getting down the nursing home. Hey, get down,
A
get
place you
down,
can go
get
to
down,
get
get
the help.
down.
Okay? And the reason is because everybody there got a problem. If you think you're going to go to the church and ask them whether they have sex before marriage, you got another thing coming.
Mm-hmm.
That the only people ain't doing that, I just told you, it's that group of people who ain't got too old, they can't do nothing. But you got young folks
And
that stuff is jumping off on them, and they watching all this stuff on the phone and the internet and TikTok and
the TikTok, as you be saying.
but booty out there, that's all you see. ASS and I.
Yeah.
And grandma sitting at home reading the scriptures all day.
But shoot, nowadays you got grandmas doing the same thing
Well,
now.
I'm just saying, some of them are their way back, but that ain't happening. I'm just saying.
I mean, what Baker's saying is right. He's
He is.
he hitting the hammer on the nail. What he's saying is right. And Chris, what you talking about the grandmothers are doing it? That's because it's a generation gap where you don't have no big mama. And Baker said that many times. There's no big mama to get you
We
straight.
need it too because these churches and this whole thing is getting out of hand.
Falling out.
No, listen, people. Your mama, not y'all. I'm not talking to the audience. Your mamas and you moms and dads let your children stay in your house and have sex with their boyfriend and girlfriend. So how in the heck you gonna tell them no dating? Nowadays,
Thank you.
nobody coming over here shaking those sheets. Ma,
Thank you.
Hitting them with them haymakers now. Ooh.
so
But
this generation that's filled with, they got everything jumping off them.
Titties, ass, and everything else.
And they do not have, they don't, look, it's a trick. Now, again, I always ask this question. Why you didn't invite some of them women on here? Let's see what they say. Are they going to date somebody?
I'm trying to. I'm literally trying to reach out. Nobody's hopping on.
Let me handle it. I know they watching. Let's get some of them old fat belly gut women and some of them old wig wearing women and some of them that talk all that noise. Some of them that got 9 kids on your hair. One woman, she got 5 kids. Now, get on me. Let me ask her, did she have sex before her 3rd marriage?
mm-hmm.
Lord, he went there.
Now, where are they?
I'm
But if I say something about DEI need to be banned,
Right. And
they
then
gonna run around and talk about they need food
then,
stamps.
then you complain because you can't find the man, but you want it, and then the man
holy shit.
picky a kind of man you want, but you have 2 with different baby daddies, and you trying to be based on what you mentioned and what you were saying, Chris. Does logically common sense, which everybody don't have that, not everybody has that. Does that make any sense? You got
or better yet, they're selling sexual content and exposing themselves for having sex with others and still want to be respected or be taught with chivalry as a woman.
That makes no sense. So when you ask the question what to do, there's nothing can be done when you have immature people. There's more immature people in the world than there are people that are mature. So there's nothing that can be done. Only thing
believe that a lady who has 5 kids, 3 different baby daddies, do you think she's thinking about sex before marriage? Hello.
Oh man.
You can have a woman that look like the Queen of Sheba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And at the end of the day, there still has to be something far deeper.
Yes.
And you ought to want somebody, men and women, far deeper than just having sex, and then after that, y'all don't have nothing else in common. You can't
Because
see
I was about to say it ain't gonna last. Like, what's next?
nothing. They can't even boil water.
Yeah.
So sex before date, well, if that's all you're gonna do, just be like the lady said. Just be straight up. Just say, look, there ain't nothing here. Fall in, but don't fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy as it may sound, I respect a woman for being straight up than just pretty much trying to say like, oh, I deserve
That
to
was
be
my
treated like a real woman.
Let me finish. I respect a woman who just say, come and look at it. I just want to hit it and quit it, and we do it every now and then. Okay, I respect that.
At least that's honesty.
I'm gonna go get some skins.
I'm surprised you didn't pull it out after all this stuff.
Because I tell you a secret, church people have sex.
Thank you. Because a lot of churches want to pretty much put this facade that doesn't happen.
In my days, if you look at most of these churches with all these what's wrong with y'all?
Yep.
So is it?
Well, you can hear that licking ice.
So I'll say it like this, and this is gonna. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do this again because I need the women on here too, because it's always this. So is it the men at fault that this has happened, or is it the women?
It's both parties.
Yeah, it's both parties. That's what I was saying. It's both
You
parties.
can't blame the man and you can't blame the woman. You blame the man if he raping her.
Oh.
Because two to have the sex, just like it takes two to argue.
What's your point?
That's my point exactly. It takes two, so it's both parties. Like Baker said, parties, because
Gotta drive home.
it takes two to argue. It takes two to have sex.
So, what do you tell this young generation? Yes or no? Do you have sex before marriage, or you put your foot in it to see what you're gonna be working with?
And that also shows where they think value is when that's the wrong value.
Okay, so I'll put you in the spot.
We have some value down yonder.
Okay, so let me put it like this. What would you?
Old boy can be letting off a grenade and stuff like that and start up World War III in the bedroom, but if that's all he can do and he don't have nothing in his head and he don't have nothing, no get up to get out there and hustle to provide for the family, no matter.
You have 3 men, one for sex, one for money, and one for intelligence.
You just spit a whole nother mouthful because that's what we happen on too. So I'm gonna ask both of y'all, and you can answer by taking turns. What would you tell your son or daughter? Is it okay to have sex with while dating? You want to go first, Sim?
Me, man. Yeah. I'm gonna be blunt and straight.
Shoot.
I would tell them no, don't. But I have a granddaughter, so one don't listen. I have another one. Told the same thing. No problem. Listens. No problem. Focus on career. Not boys and nothing like that. No problem. I would say no matter what. But the ultimate decision is going to be on them. I can't control them. Can't control people around you. But I telling them, yeah. Forewarning them, yeah. Don't do it. Because you'll get a knucklehead. And he ain't have nothing between his ears and his two shoulders. And then you're going to bring that into the fold? No. Not in my household.
Hell to the now, now.
He'll be running faster than Carl Lewis.
That's one of the OG track stars. For those who don't understand or know. Bacon, what would you say to your son or daughter?
Well, being that I have a son and a daughter, and I never had to tell them to say yes or no in any circumstance, or have a conversation like this, because I think I lived the life that they understood their dad's conviction.
Wait a minute. So no, you ain't just gonna pass it over again.
No, let me handle my business. I didn't.
Let them handle it. Let them handle it.
All right, go ahead.
Stop it. I was flowing. I don't cut you when you're doing them poems.
I was trying to get you an ad-lib. Go ahead, go.
So therefore, this is how I say. All right. I know many of us have been to Costco and Sam's and HEB, and they're giving out them samples in them stores, which I'm totally against. So therefore, be careful how many samples you get. And sometimes you got to say no to the samples in these stores. Don't let your appetite get you in trouble. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Damn it, Baker. In so many ways, but he made a damn solid point. Nobody saw that coming. Oh my God.
You better get you a full meal, a Happy Meal. Going there.
Hey, I think too many people out there right now are grabbing Happy Meal, so I don't know. You should tell them that.
That's all you used to now. Sample. Oh, I want to sample. Let me sample here. And you use samples. You ain't used to a full meal.
And sometimes, you
ain't used to milk, bread, and rice and beans.
Yeah, you get them samples. Sometimes that sample don't do too well with your body and its reaction now. So
listen, it's dirty. If you're going in a store and you're eating samples, you're a nasty person. You just foul and greedy and nasty. Because if you know how they prepare that stuff.
And
portion that they want to throw away anyway and just see how good it is after it expired.
Mm-hmm.
And you eating it, so that's just how it is. When you going out and every time you on a date, you got to sample.
Well, I know this is adding more flame to the fire, but some people like expired items.
They nasty.
Man.
Well, elasticity.
Yeah. And it just like Baker say, they nasty. That no value or nothing like that. And the titties probably be dragging that they're gonna trip all over it.
Let me say this to you.
Oh shit, you got him started.
You meet a man or a woman, when it's not you, Joshing, you married and have a wonderful, dollarful, just beautiful wife. But those of us that's out here dating, the average person should have some level of respect. If a man sit down and tell a woman, I done been through it, like the young people say, I got 100 bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Vice versa. If the man tell it to the woman and the woman tell it to the man, the man gonna run away and say, she been with too many men. Mm-hmm. I'm embarrassed. Same way. Now, so there ought to be some respect that you can really show your children and your grandchildren in the future that, listen, whether or not you had sex before marriage is one thing I do know is we love one another. Because the question is just not going to be ever answered correctly. And you can't get anyone on this show to tell me they haven't if they married now. That's why you married her, because it was too good. That's why because you went up there and you felt that you fell in love with it. Now,
it may not be platinum, but it's at least 18K.
Well, it may.
You ain't got no damn sense.
At the end of the day,
God damn it!
We can't
ring the bell.
That's the first question. They ain't gonna come on that. Preachers ain't preaching that. They didn't told Corinthians out the Bible. And you ought to be asking the question, well, what happened after you get married? What about these people having sex with other women once they get married to other men?
That's a whole nother topic.
Oh, okay. Well, all
right. All right, so as we close things up, man, let's start with you, Justin. What's your closing comments going to this great topic at hand?
Hey, as I would say, this is a great time that you brought it up. Thank you. Know yourself first. Love yourself first. Because no one is going to treat you better than your own self. Now, just know yourself first and know your value, know your worth. So you know who and what you want, who you with. You can see the same value and worth on the mature level that you're on or will be being or becoming. That's all I got to say about the topic. But as far as finding, you can find me on Independence Podcast with, of course, Chris and Baker, and of course, Attorney Payne, that every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And check us out, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Twitch, you name it, we're on it. Just give us the support, come out, like, subscribe, and comment, not just us, but also do it for this podcast as well, because guess what? You will find not too many of us coming together, trying to do what we're trying to do for our community and for our people.
Well said, brother. Baker, what is your final comments and where can they find you?
Well, I done updated my handle.
Uh-oh.
You can find me at minding my business before you pay. After tonight, but this is always good. And seriously, come out here and talk some very talk, provocative titles and subjects. And I know we dance further around, but we got to tell it like it is. Because the truth be told, we know something works. And sometimes I get too many babies walking around here, too much milk in the grocery store. I watch the women. If they get a gallon of milk, I know they got a lot of people in their house.
Mm-hmm.
If they get a bunch of cereal, I'm watching. I say, I'm going to keep marching by that one. She look pretty.
But she got too many crumbs now.
Oh, God.
Milk, man. But grown folks don't drink milk.
Man,
And I'm sticking to it. It's good to hear and talk about this topic. Can't wait for next. Seems like I'll get so provocative every week. Yeah. And see, people, I don't know where they are. They sleep or what, but I'm just disturbed why some of the on here. It is what it is.
All right. As you heard them speak and much more and speak in their mind. And of course, it's your host, C. Holmes, as always, bringing you nice topics and keeping it blunt and raw. And this has been another great episode of A Slice of Love, talking about no sex while dating. So what can I leave y'all with as we close this episode?
Oh, you are dating, Chris? I want to.
I'm going to be minding my own business.
No, you. Because you have a lot of women. I saw that time in your intro.
Hey.
Who is that?
Really? You putting that? Yeah, I'm dating.
Tell it to me.
You hear this? Fake ass.
I'm going to follow her.
Oh, God. Baker done started now. He already started acting up. Let me go ahead and end this out real quick. So I'm going to leave y'all with this. Be careful what you fertilize, because that egg may hatch. Now you ready for it? Because it may multiply in ways you know. My fan. All right, with that, catch y'all next time. We ain't got no damn sense. All right, peace.